Hi, it's Lisa. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a nail design using my practice hand. And right now I'm just filing off the shine from the nail beds. I already measured out the size of the nail tips. I'm going to be using stilettos today. So that's just what you see me doing here. I'll file the shine off on all the nails. Once you're done with that, you want to dust off all that dust, make sure everything's clean, and then you want to take your alcohol or your gel cleanser and just clean off those nails so you can glue on your tips. So here I'm using my Kiss brush on nail glue. I'm going to apply the glue to the wells of all my tips. And then once you do that, you want to press it firmly onto the nail bed and hold it in place for a couple of seconds until it dries. You want to repeat that process on all of your nails, making sure the tips fit from sidewall to sidewall. Now I'm coming in with my e-file. I'm using it on about 4 RPMs, and I'm just filing where the tip meets the nail bed to make sure it's as flush as possible. And then you also want to file off the shine from all of your tips. So whatever product you use, I use hard gel, so whatever product you use sticks to the nail tip properly. Now I'm taking my clear gel. I'm applying it to the first finger. I'm just going to do it in a thin amount down the whole nail. And I'm not going to build these nails up too high since it's not a real nail. And I'm just going to do enough so there's some structure and a decent shape to all the nails. Once that application is complete, you want to cure all the nails for the full 60 seconds. Once that is done, you want to take your alcohol or your gel cleanser and you want to wipe off the sticky layer from all of your nails. So now you want to get started with some filing and shaping of that clear gel. I started off using my 100-180 hand file, and then I decided just to make this faster and easier since, practice hand isn't the most stable thing. I'm just going in with my e-file on a low speed again. For this design, I want to use doilies. I'm using doilies that I got from the Dollar Tree. They come in 4 different sizes, so you have a good variety to choose from to fit on your fingers. I took out a few sizes of the doilies, and I'm just holding it up to the fingernails to see which would be the best fit. I took my little scissor and I cut out a little flower and leaf section of the doily that also had some of the, I guess it's lace as well. Before I get started with that, I chose this really pretty purple reflecting color, and I'm just going to give 2 coats of that to this fingernail for a base to go under the doily. And I'm going to also give that a cure. Now I'm going in with some clear hard gel in a thin layer to give the doily something to stick to. I'm taking that doily now and I'm placing it where I like it on the fingernail. And I take my tweezers and I kind of just like push it and position it into the clear gel to make sure it's stuck down as much as possible. And as I was doing this, I was realizing that I need a way to get it to stick down fully. So I saw this method where people use saran wrap or something plastic to hold stuff down, to put over the nail completely, and you hold it tight and you keep holding it like that as you're curing it. So that's what I did here. I took this plastic, I wrapped it around the finger, I pressed it tight, and I held it underneath, and then I took my lamp and I cured that in place. I just peeled off that piece of plastic and it comes off very easily with no problem, and it worked out perfectly. So now I took my little scissors and I'm just trimming off the pieces that are sticking up from the side that, I don't need. I also take my cuticle pusher and I use that rounded part to push down the doily into the cuticle area and the sidewalls. Now I'm going in with my clear hard gel and I'm going to start encapsulating that doily. After I gave that nail a cure, I cut off another piece of the doily to fit on the ring finger. Once I cut it off, I realized that that thick edge was too thick for the nail. I didn't like how that looked, so I took my scissor and I just cut that thick white line in half, and then it made it the perfect size for the nail. As you can see, with that line being thinner, it's a much better fit for the size of the nail, and I'm happy with that. Once I got the positioning figured out, I came in again with that gel polish, and I gave that nail 2 coats as well and gave it a cure. I decided just to go in on the rest of the fingers and give them 2 coats with that same purple reflective gel polish as well. Once those nails were cured, I went in with my clear gel and I laid down a thin layer again so the doily would have something to stick to. So I placed that piece of doily into the uncured hard gel, and I do the same thing. I take my cuticle pusher, I push it down as much as I can. I push it into the cuticle area, into the side of the nail, wherever I need it to fit good. And once I was done with that, I do the same method that I did on the middle finger with taking that piece of plastic and wrapping it tight around the whole nail and then curing that in place. Again, with my gel cleanser, I remove the sticky layer from the nails. And once that's done, I take my base coat and I apply it to my pointer finger. Using that tacky layer from the base coat, I'm putting on these pretty reflective glitter flakes, and I'm putting those all over the pointer finger as well as all over that pinky nail. So I gave those two nails a cure, and now I'm going in with a top coat that I have specifically for anything I do using glitter. Once that was cured, I go in with my 100/180 hand file, and I'm just going to start filing and shaping up all the nails. So I'm wiping those nails yet again. And then after that, I am adding my Beetles base gel. I use that to stick on my rhinestones. So I start with that pointer finger. I just map out with the base gel, where I want those stones to go. I go down the middle and around the cuticle. I chose a big purple rhinestone because the gel polish is a purple reflecting polish, so I thought that would go well. And here you can see I pick up some oil slick stones, but then I wind up changing them because, I just decided I want to use other ones that match a little better. Now I'm choosing between which smaller gems I want to use. They both have AB reflecting, but just in slightly different colors. And I chose an option that went best with some bigger stones that I had that I changed up to go down the center. So now down that center of the nail, I put on those bigger stones that match perfectly with the little stones that I put around the cuticle area. Once I'm done with the placement of these and I'm happy with it, I give this nail a cure. I'm just adding base gel to the next fingers that I'm doing. Again, I'm only applying the base gel where I know I want the stones to go. I go in with those same really pretty purpley AB reflective gems that I used on the pinky finger. I used that around the cuticle for both of the pointer finger and the middle finger because they have the doily and I didn't want to do too much to cover that up. And now this is me doing the gems on the pinky, but unfortunately somehow I was out of frame for the whole thing. But at the end, when I show the final results, you'll see what I did. Now I'm going in with the best part, which is the top coat. So I'm top coating all the nails, and now you'll get to see all the sparkles shining through and the doily as well. Okay, here's the completed set. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think the gems look beautiful, the polish, the glitter, the doilies came out really cool. Now, obviously they faded a little because, you know, it's like paper and once it gets wet, but it still looks really cool under there. You can see all the shapes and patterns. So yeah, this is how this set turned out. And if you like it, please hit that like button and subscribe and comment. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.